welcome to Erg Spin class number 3. You're going to need a little bit of space on the floor, either with a mat. We're going to be doing some core work in the middle today. Should be fun. So for today, we're going to go select workout, new workout, single time, and we're going for 42 minutes. Get that set, get yourself organized. Alright, sitting up, tension, and row, rate 22 to start. Just nice and relaxed, getting everything moving. And we're going to take it up to rate 24. And back down to 22. And then at this rate, we're going to add on some power for 15 strokes in 2. That's 1. That's 2. 15 hard. That's 10, 5 more. And 5, back to regular rate 22. Starting to get that body warmed up now. Heart rate should be coming up a bit. After this stroke, we're going to go to arms only. Try and be in that layback position for this. Just like we're repeatedly taking the finish. Adding in that body swing. Just make sure that pivot is from the hips, not at the gut. Nice and tall for it. And we're going to go to half slide. And full slide, rate 24. And we are going to go for 15 hard at a bit higher rate here. Nothing too crazy. In 2 strokes. That's 1. That's 2. A little bit of a squeeze for 15. That's 10, 5 more. Four and 5. Paddle for a couple strokes. And let it run there. Grab a drink, get yourself organized for our next section of work. As you can see, it's a gorgeous day here in Nanaimo, which means we could get rained on at any time. If you are following this workout from somewhere other than Nanaimo, we'd love if you'd comment on it so we can see how many people we got doing this thing. When we get going in 30 seconds here, we are going to start with 30 seconds hard, a minute light. 40 seconds hard, a minute light. 50 seconds hard, a minute light. Minute hard, minute light, and then we get a water break. So in 15 seconds, we're starting with 30 seconds hard, whatever your hard is. 4, 3, 2, 1, go right into it with 30 seconds hard. And paddle for a minute. Try and maintain that posture and body swing, even on the light sections, and even if I don't. In 15 seconds, we're going hard for 40 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. 40 seconds hard. And paddle for a minute. In 15 seconds, we're on for 50, that's 50 seconds. Three, 2, 1, here we go. And paddle. In 15 seconds, we're on for 1 full minute hard. Should be fun. Two, 1, here we go, 1 minute hard. Halfway. And paddle for a minute, and water. And let it run there. That was a nice little work section. Now we're going to get into a section with the arms. And then after that, we'll do a section of core work. When we get going here, we're going to be starting with our left arm only, like so. What I find works the easiest, put that middle finger through the ring on the erg handle. Gives you some sort of comfort. So we'll be starting that in 15 seconds. So sitting up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and little leg to start it, and then into that left arm only. And switch arms, nothing wrong with throwing a little bit of legs in to get that wheel spinning again. And switching back to the left, yeah, throw that little bit of legs in, that's it. This is the last set of this style of arms. So if you're feeling good, there's 15 seconds left, just try and sprint it out a bit. And switch arms. Last set with the right arm here. And 15 seconds left, nothing wrong with sprinting it out. And we are going to row for a minute at about rate 22 here. Just nice and relaxed. Letting those arms recover for a minute here. Alright, we are going to do something a little bit different here. Here we're going to pop both your feet out of the foot stretchers here. Turn yourself sideways on the seat, and then you're going to take your forearm, so right now my left arm, cross the body, and pull in this way. Almost like you're pulling a bow and arrow. And then we are going to switch sides, so you're going to spin yourself around on the seat. Now we're using the right arm across the body. And switch back to the left side. We're doing one more set on each side here. Just like we're pulling that bow. And switching sides, doing the right arm for the last time here. And we are going to just row it out regular here for 1 minute, and we are going to grab some water. Right around rate 22. And let it run there. Grab yourself a drink.
Hey, Daddy.
Ooh, coffee?
Yeah.
And a gummy? Alright, thank you.
Go give Daddy a high five. Go give him a high five.
Thanks.
Can you say, don't be soft?
Alright, when we, when we get going here, we're going to row for a minute, and then we're going to hop off and do some core work on the mat for a minute, back on and row for a minute. We are going to do that for about 8 minutes. So it'll be 4 sets of core, 4 sets of rowing. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one can just be a light row for this minute. We will pick the rate up a little bit in the other ones to make sure we're nice and warm for our last section of work. And pop that handle down, popping off the erg and onto our mats here. We are going to start with leg raises. So back on the ground, think about pointing the belly button towards the ground. Bring our legs up to vertical, back down to within 6 inches of the ground. The closer the better. You want to take it nice and slow on the way down. Really engaging that core to control it. And we're going to do 2 more. That's 1. That's 2. Pop up. Back on the erg. And a rope. I'm going to do this one at about a 24. Just solid pressure, backing that rate up. And handle down, pop off. And we are going to go down and start in the plank position. Back should be nice and flat. Once again, probably don't copy my form, just do it right. When that starts to become too much, feel free, hop into a nice side plank. Back into the middle. And then up on the other side. And hop back on the erg. And rope. And hopping back off. Then we go back to leg raises on this one. So remember, pulling that belly button towards the ground. Nice and slow on the way down. And we're going to go for 2 more. That's 1. That's 2. Hop up. Ready, and row. Just 1 set of core left after this. And we're done. Go to 26 for this one. And pop the handles down there. Pop off, and we're back into that plank. Side if you need it or want it. Back to middle and the other side. And pop up there. And we're going to have our last water break here. Might want to give your handle just a little pull, make sure the screen stays alive. And we're going to crank the damper up a bit. So if you had it sort of like 4 or 5, there you go, 7, 8, 9. 10 might be a bit much, but you know what, go for it. We're going to do a bit of lower rate work, just strong power with it, really focusing on picking it up with the legs. So we're going to do 7 minutes of this. We're going to alternate between 15 regular and 15 hard. That's strokes. So starting with 15 regular in 8 seconds. 2, 1, and row. 15 regular. Try and match my rate. And 15 hard. $14, $15 regular for 15. $14 and $15. Let's bring the power for 15. $14 and $15 regular for 15. 14 and 15. Here we go for 15. 14 and 15, paddle for 15. And 15. Here we go for 15. And 15, 15 regular, and we'll have one less section of 15 hard. And 15, last hard section. Two more. 1 and 2 into a nice hamstring stretch. And it's just starting to rain here, so we've timed this perfectly. Nice little stretch. Doing it through the backs of the legs here. And paddle. Nice and light, or as light as you can with the damper up. After this stroke, handles down, right elbow on the outside of the left knee and turn, stretching that back. And paddle it out for 30 seconds here. And handles down after this stroke. And we're going to go left elbow on the outside of the right knee. And paddle out the last 30 seconds here. Try and refocus on that good technique. Finish on a high. And let it run there. Great job, everyone. And we'll see everyone later this week.